All right. Hello, everyone. I would say, well, I'm not going to say good morning because nothing about this morning is any good. I forgot my lights. I always forget something. There we go. A little better. Um, hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. And let's go straight to the charts and see what the hell is going on. It literally just dropped in like the 5 minutes I was getting ready before going live. And I'm still beta testing the private Q&A, which will take place immediately following this stream, which I'm going to try to do in only 15 minutes, and then we'll spend the rest of the hour in the private Q&A. Okay, which will be released on Sunday. Okay, here's a weekly chart. We're going straight to the charts, and yeah, this has started to be a horrendous week. Now, we did start off this week below both moving averages, which we're going to go into a cross. Now, that's the 7 and that's the 20. And this is the 50 period moving average on the weekly scale. That is the next level of support. I was hopeful that the $42,000 area, the prior swing high, would actually hold up the price of Bitcoin. At this point, what I want to do is measure how far we have fallen, and we have fallen 50%. So that is the minimum amount of time, minimum amount of size that a serious correction will take place. I have been expecting a 40 to 50% correction, but because of this consolidation near the top, I was anticipating this correction from a higher level. Now, the good news is, let's do some good news. The good news is we are still in a bull market. The current situation is better than what I felt about this bull market. To me, this was not organic and was not a true bull market. This is a true bull market. And I don't believe the bull market has ended, even though we are dealing with a big correction. I think a whole other leg of this bull market is yet to come. Now, I was never as bullish as my counterparts that have way more followers than me, being Willy Woo and Plan B with the stock to flow model. Both of them were, looking at 250,000 or more this year. I was only looking at about 150 for the year. That was like my high point. So I was a little less bullish, but this correction is happening early enough in the year to still get us over 100,000 by year's end. So it's not all bad. Now, from a technical perspective, we still have 2 to 3 more weeks to go of downside, but this is a horrendous week. It's possible that this week might mark the low, and we're just going to spend, the next 3 weeks slowly going up, and we can still get to our MRI by opportunity. Let's go to a lower level time frame. What really bothers me here is the fact that the funding rate is not super negative yet. So it's not really favoring the bulls all that much. So as it's crashing, the derivative traders are still kind of sort of bullish, which is really, really weird. Oscillators. Whoa, can't even see that. So this is definitely grossly oversold. We have not had anything like this since the crash of early 2020. So that's an oversold area. Oops. The MACD is the worst it's been, well, possibly ever. Whoa. Wow. Technically this can go to infinity, well, negative infinity, but that is the worst MACD ever. I don't even know what to say to that. And the CMF is not as bad as it was back in the crash of March. So things are, but also in that crash of March, look at where the funding rate was and look where the funding rate is now. So technically, This has a lot more downside if you're only looking at the funding rate. The funding rate completely cratered. But then again, I mean, the Bitcoin almost went to like under 1,000 that day, and it probably would have if the BitMEX's servers didn't go down. So the daily chart, I will of course live up. I will of course man up to what I said yesterday. So yesterday I was looking at a buying opportunity off this MRI. Now, luckily for me, I did not purchase additional GBTC shares, and I was going to do it today. But I did not think it was going to go this low. I really did not expect it to go below this moving average. I thought it would hold up. I just figured with yesterday's second half of the day not being very bullish, I figured I'd still have my opportunity to get into GBTC. And I thought I would get into at a higher price than yesterday. We can look at the GBTC chart. And this was yesterday's candle, but it was a down candle. So I figured, hey, I'll just get in. I'll be getting in today as it starts breaking this candle's high. But that sure as hell ain't going to happen, as we are about to open down in the 29 range. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be catching this falling knife. I may just wait a little bit. It feels like this is a nice knife to catch, considering how far we're about to gap, and something like GBTC usually panics to both sides. However, I don't have a reason to get in, and that's because had I been trading in the futures market or the 24 hours market, no matter which stop loss I would have selected, that stop loss would have been hit. So yesterday I was talking about 3 stop losses. Oh, that should be a straight line. So my initial stop loss, as I was saying, for entry on this candle would have been the swing low. But because there was double support at 4,600 and the moving average at 39,900, I would have potentially dropped that moving average, dropped that stop loss right below these support areas. And I also said I would consider doubling down that position if there was strength. If there was strength bouncing off of them, I would not have blindly doubled because it's hitting this area. I would have needed strength on the rebound to do it. And clearly there is no strength on the rebound to do it. We're going to look at low-level time frames and see what's going on there as well. So right now, this is just a panic. And I am not going to try to catch this falling knife now. But let's see what the lower level charts say. So here is the 1 hour chart. And this took place at midnight New York time. And it was an MRI buy candle. And it rallied off the bottom of that candle. And we were, rallying a little bit. But look what happened. Classic 1 to 4 candle correction off the MRI buy. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. Fourth candle marks the top, and then we reverse. And as you guys know, because I've said this a dozen times, and it's even in my graphic, which I still need to put to my website, but I talked about it in length. When a market breaks a low like this is a traditional, selling or shorting opportunity right here. This is how markets move in both directions, up or down. Also in yesterday's video, I was concerned that we were constantly bouncing off of this line. And I'm pretty sure I would have said yesterday, once this line is lost, then the acceleration down could be massive. Because once again, every time the floor is hit, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. I'm going to pull up that chart one more time. Man, I have like a million messages this morning from everyone. We'll see if I can get through them. But if you message me this morning, you may not get a reply till tomorrow. Let me grab that image. I need to add this image to my website somewhere because it was in my... All right, what's going on? They're not like loading. There it is. This image. This is part of my workshop. So this is what I mean when your asset breaks, and this is what we're looking at right here, the break of prior support right there, that orange candle. And you see that orange candle one more time. So this is the kind of area, or like this. Actually, it was this that we were looking at. Let me zoom in. So here you have constant support, and then it breaks. So that's what happened, the bearish breakdown. So if we go back to the hourly chart, that's exactly what happened here. We didn't even make it all the way back to this area, which means that it's even weaker, and the fall could be even bigger. Okay, I got about 5 more minutes, and then everyone that is beta testing my private Q&A, sorry guys, I know everyone wants to be in private Q&A now. We're doing that right after the show, and that will be available for anyone to register probably the first day of the month, probably like June 1st or something. So 4-hour chart. Look, everything is just dropping. Like the 1-hour chart, I don't even have an MRI buy coming up. Maybe in like 4 hours, there'll be an MRI buy. Like this one, at least gave you a little tiny trade on a 1-hour chart. MRI didn't load. But I can guess what that number is. So I'm guessing like in about 5 hours, we'll have an MRI buy. Here's the good news. Yeah, in about 5 hours, there'll be an MRI buy. 4-hour. Yeah, 4 hours coming up, and later today there'll be a 4-hour MRI buy. Maybe that will end. Maybe that will end it. But now here's the problem. I have absolutely no support on the daily chart. This is not a daily environment that I would be interested in going long at all. At all. At this point, now that we have broken the 200-day moving average, I really don't see any support until we get all the way down to, I was about to say that low. No, this low. I see no support until 20,000. None whatsoever. So the daily chart is in a really shitty place. There's no way we're going to rally all of this back past the MRI candle. So I have zero reason to go long on a daily chart. And it may stay that way for at least another few weeks. This is it. My bullish trade off this MRI, that trade failed. That trade failed. You take the stop loss. And the daily chart is not bullish at all, to me. If we reset and go all the way back to 20K, that is going to be potentially the best buy the dip you'll have this century. That to me is an all-in opportunity, especially on the verge of Taproot getting in. Taproot is getting in. When I looked at it this morning, it was all of these green dots and like only 2 red. We picked up 3 more red, but I mean, we're set. We're set. Look at all these mining pools. All we need is these pools. More than 90% of the pools, more than 90% hash rate from all the pools is signaling for Taproot. So Taproot's getting in. Next signaling period, we got Taproot, which will make transactions a little bit faster, a little bit cheaper, a little bit more private. Everything gets better with Taproot. Someone is reminding me, Willie said Bitcoin won't go under 20. Well, look, we're not psychics. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Bitcoin can go to 0. It still can. I'm betting that it won't, but it still can. Can Bitcoin go under 20? It can go under 20 for a few days. But, man, I would love to buy. I don't know what I would sell. Maybe a kidney. But I'd have to sell something to buy Bitcoin at 20. Okay, good news, more good news. Shitcoins. So while the MRI on Bitcoin did not work, the MRI buy on Bitcoin was not a winning trade. The MRI buy on Bitcoin dominance sure as hell was a bullish trade. I'm not going to go into the individual shitcoins, but obviously, since this just happened today, that is pretty nice. So Bitcoin dominance went up 15% against shitcoins. So if you would have gotten out of your shitcoins and increased your Bitcoin position, your net worth in Bitcoin has gone up. Your net worth in dollars has gone down, but your net worth in Bitcoin has gone up. We have just closed this gap. Not sure where this gap came from. This should be a 24-hour market. Maybe let me refresh this chart. Maybe not. Yeah, I have no idea why there is a gap, but whatever. So yeah, so the MRI buy on shitcoins sure and hell worked out. But don't forget the weekly chart. See, this was a double whammy. This was an MRI weekly and an MRI daily. So that's beautiful combination of weekly and daily to reverse the fate of shitcoins versus Bitcoin. All right, I promised this would be a 15-minute public stream, and then we're going to spend the rest of the hour in the private Zoom session. I got a few people waiting in this Zoom session. I am going to record it, and we are going to publish it on Sunday for free, whatever we talk about in the private Zoom. And this will be open to everyone starting Monday for registration. So, well, registration will be open to everyone. It's not going to be free, though. S&P is looking bad right now to me. We're about to break these lows. So, yep, S&P. I did not buy into this rally. I needed a break of this line to go to be bullish S&P, and we're not getting it. So here comes the S&P correction, potentially down to below 4,000. All right, that's it. Oh, there's one stock I want to look at, Palantir, PLTR. I think we talked about it recently, and I said I was going to keep an eye on that because PLTR had a beautiful MRI buy opportunity on earnings day. We did fall back a little bit. We never broke a support line, and now we're trading higher. So picking up Palantir on this MRI buy certainly worked out. My initial stop loss would have been right below this candle's low. And if tomorrow we're trading above today's high on Palantir, which is challenging because the market is dropping, I would now set a break-even stop loss. Or I would even put my stop loss at today's candle's low. So those that picked up Palantir, I know a few of you did, are doing well. Okay, that is it. Hey guys, shout out to Taproot. The blocks are getting full. If you want to learn how to trade to make all your own decisions, I know I got 2,000 people watching, and that's great. 2,400 people watching. I feel a little bit bad getting off the stream to do the private Q&A, but I promised. So these are my on-demand videos. This is my Learn Trading tutorial. These are 2 on-demand videos for risk management. This is why I always talk about stop losses and TA. And of course, for the advanced traders, we have the MRI. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Where is my... There it is. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Be careful in your trading. And I will see you all on the next one. Thank you for the super chat. Have you checked the 31-day SPX chart? You'll love the MRI on that.